Dublin is doing their thing. It's not just Dubliners, we've had residents from all over the States, from Australia, from Paris. I think there's somebody who's come here from the Netherlands. Thank you. This lady here. This isn't just a local issue, and it's not just the families about at home about us. It's about these young people and their children and their grandchildren. It's imperative that these buildings are treated properly. Ideally, if we could banish the whole of the terrace, but that's a dream. I don't know if we'll make it. Councillor Mary Fitzpatrick said she would be good enough to say a few words for me.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mary Fitzpatrick is my name. I'm a City Councillor, I'm leader of the Fianna Fáil group at Dublin City Council, and I'm also joined by Councillor Neil Ring, who's an independent councillor, and I don't see any other councillors here, but if they're here, I acknowledge their presence. More importantly, I acknowledge all of your presence. Coming out today, it's really important. Neil chaired the recent Moore Street Committee. We worked to support the work that the relatives and volunteers and ordinary people have done over decades now to try and preserve these buildings that everybody can see are in an appalling condition. We've made strong recommendations. We've called on the Minister not to allow any...
Your government sold it off. Your party
if I can speak, and I'll answer your questions.
Stop.
If I can speak, please. The properties have been in private ownership for a very long time. The government, the Fianna Fáil government, did not sell them off. We have made strong recommendations. We've made recommendations for the Minister not to allow any building on those, any destruction of the properties, for the properties to be properly preserved, for a proper and appropriate commemoration to be made on the site, so that the heroic efforts of ordinary Dubliners will be not only remembered by people today, but by future generations. I'm very proud as a Dublin woman to stand here today. I'm very proud to represent the ordinary people of Dublin and to play a small part in trying to rectify this situation. I thank you all for your attendance.
She was told by one of the organisers she's supporting the thing. Now just please be quiet and let it go on. And I'm not a Fianna Fáiler by any chance.
If it wasn't for Fianna Fáil, we wouldn't be in this position. Wouldn't we try to protect it? It originated with Fianna Fáil. Everything originated with Fianna Fáil.
Time to be making that point.
This is the appropriate time. This is what it's about. This is the appropriate time.
Hello everybody, welcome to Moore Street, welcome to the four buildings that are the 1916 National Monument. You can see the cursory glance from the street and the condition of these buildings. I can assure you, tell you nothing of the house of horrors within these walls. The most disgraceful memorial to the brave men and women of 1916 you're likely ever to see on this island of Ireland. Some comment has been made over here about past administrations, and it's quite correct. Successive administrations since 2007 have failed to honour their commitment. They're undertaking to preserve this national monument. That's the undertaking they give in our name under the legislation in 2007. And it is quite correct to say that each and every administration since then has failed us, the people, to protect and preserve this monument. And it is quite correct to say that today's administration has failed to protect and preserve this monument. To say that today Minister Jimmy Deenan has failed to protect and preserve this historic monument. 5 of the leaders of the signatories to our Proclamation of Independence spent their final hours of freedom in these houses. Not in one house, not in 4 houses, in the entire terrace from number 10 all the way up to 25, and let nobody tell us that one house is more important than another. Each and every one of these houses, is of immense historical importance to us, the people of this country. And we are the inheritors of these houses. And let no private property developer under the control of NAMA, a Golden Circle, a member of the Golden Circle Anglo-Irish banking group, the group that are responsible for the demise of the economy of this country, let no developer, let no Golden Circle developer say he has more right to these houses. I want to pay tribute to Frank Allen, who's here today. Frank Allen was the organiser of the very first successful Arms Around Moore Street. And today we remember that great day when 500 to 600 people circled the entire block and said, not a brick are you taking of this monument. You're not going to knock it. You're not going to demolish it. We intend saving Moore Street. We intend the fight to save Moore Street continues no matter what consent is given by a minister. Hear, hear. People of this country deserve to take this country back from those who wrecked the economy of this country. And where better place to start the recovery of this nation's proud honour and proud history than in this street where the birthplace of the Republic was set. From the defeat in 1916, from the decision to surrender in these 4 historic houses here, from the decision of the entire garrison and the entire terrace to surrender, lit the flame of the Republic, the freedoms we enjoy today, we should never forget it. I've referred to Frank Allen's successful Arms Around Moore Street, and as a way of remembering that great protest now, with the numbers available to us today, we're going to ask you to link arms from number 10 in a symbolic gesture all the way up to number 25. 24 and 25 are still our property. They are still under the control of Dublin City Council, and Dublin City Council must not hand them over to a developer who intends to obliterate this entire area. Frank reminds me, 2009. That's only a small period of time in this campaign. This campaign is now a decade old, a decade-long campaign, the longest campaign in the city since the lamentable failure to save Wood Quay. And is there anybody in this city, any proud Dubliner, who says what's sitting on the land that was once the Viking site of Wood Quay is a fantastic tribute to this city? It's shameful what happened to Wood Quay. That shame is not going to happen to this terrace of houses. And if you ask, as I've been asked many times, how do you keep going? I'll tell you how you keep going. In Frank MacDonald's great book, The Destruction of Dublin, there's a chapter in it on the lamentable loss, another great loss to this city. Lord Edward Fitzgerald's Georgian seafront home in Blackrock. You might now know it as the Frescati Shopping Centre, another shopping centre, another disastrous development for this city and the people of this country. And what happened there was levelled overnight by a developer to make way for Frescati. They had the brass neck to call the shopping centre after this wonderful home of Lord Edward Fitzgerald's. It would be the equivalent of doing what they're about to do here, obliterating the entire area and having the brass neck to call it after Pearse, Plunkett, Connolly and the other leaders of the Rising. It's not going to happen on our watch. They should be told that. They should be told it forcefully. And when that permission was given in Blackrock, they had a champagne party that night in the very mansion they were about to knock down the next day. Well, let the message go out today from this historic area in Dublin, Moore Street. There'll be no champagne party for the developers in Moore Street. We will be having a champagne party in Moore Street when we save this area from the bankers and the developers. Thank you very much.